That's my face too, young man. I'm ashamed I didn't know about this. Please don't tell me mayonnaise. That stuff's... it's criminal. Oh my gosh. Just look at that with me. That looks special. What is up? Welcome back. Today I'm reacting to a video titled Iconic Swedish Foods You Need to Try Before You Die. I know absolutely nothing about Swedish cuisine, and so that's why I clicked on the video. What's up? If you haven't met me yet, my name is Aaron, and this is Aaron Arno Reacts. Through this channel, I'm discovering everything about Europe, Sweden included, the people, the culture, the history, the food. I want to know it all. And that's basically what I explore on a daily basis. I post videos every single day with the goals to laugh together, to learn together, and to have fun together. So if you're here for the very first time, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Now let's see what the Swedish cuisine is all about. Let's go.
If you love delicious cakes, pastries, and fresh seafood, you should
Yes, I
know
do.
that those IKEA meatballs are just the start of what Swedish cuisine has to offer. We're sure you're more than familiar with the concept of Swedish meatballs, whether you've had them foisted upon you by a cocktail waiter at some formal event or sampled some while browsing furniture
I'm not gonna lie, I've never had them. Never in my whole life. Guess I gotta go to Sweden.
at IKEA. After all, more than 2 million meatballs are eaten daily at IKEA's stores worldwide.
That's
Meaning many
crazy.
of us have already tried the iconic
Oh my gosh. Wait, do they have those peas in there like that? Is it on top of rice with that gravy? I gotta have that now. I gotta have that now.
köttbullar during our lives. One of the best aspects of köttbullar, or Swedish meatballs, is the immense variety of ways in which it can be prepared. There doesn't appear to be much in the way of hard and fast rules
gosh.
required to categorize or define Swedish meatballs. Frankly, the only required ingredient for köttbullar, according to the Swedish Institute, is love. Actually, there is
Love.
one other prerequisite to enjoying a truly authentic Swedish köttbullar, lingonberries, which are served on the side.
Lingonberries. Is that like a cranberry? That's kind of what it looks like. Or do you like pick these in the Swedish forest? It looks like they had sugar in there. Okay, lingonberries. That's something I've never heard of in my life, but look delicious.
The meatball is so much the IKEA culture. It's convenient, it's Swedish, and pretty much for everybody.
Some may call the Swedish food knäckebröd a crisp bread. Others, not unreasonably, may choose to classify it as a cracker.
Cracker.
Setting semantics aside, this relic from historically impoverished times in Sweden
Okay.
has remained a staple because it is easily stored, has a
Oh, that looks crispy. Do you dip that in something? Is there some kind of like cream cheese spreads on top of that, or a tomato even? I don't know. It looks like it really, really crispy and delicious. I would like to know actually a little bit more about the history. She said impoverished times, but what exactly does that mean?
has a long shelf life and offers immense versatility. Knäckebröd can be enjoyed as a snack or as part of a meal and is an oft-included addition to Swedish smorgasbords throughout the year. When you
Okay.
consider it can be topped with any variety of delectable items, both sweet and savory, from pickled herring to jelly, it's obvious why this crisp bread
Pickled herring? My gosh, that sounds questionable. And by jelly, is there certain fruits Swedes typically have with their jelly? Do they grow certain fruits? Are they known for certain fruits? So many questions already.
bread has endured for roughly 500 years. For anyone doubting the veracity of knäckebröd's claim as an iconic Swedish food, don't just take our word for it. Take it from IKEA. Alongside its beloved meatballs, the company also sells knäckebröd. If we're being honest, no other Swedish food may be
Oh, I think that's number one for me.
Easier for-
And immediately number one, we have the cooked onions. It looks like some sort of beef. What's that sauce though? I'm curious. The crispy golden potatoes. This is my number one so far.
the US palate to handle than piti panna, which is essentially just a meat
Piti
and potato
panna.
breakfast hash made with leftover food items. The
Nothing
simplicity
wrong.
of piti panna makes it a clear winner in homes throughout Sweden. Who can resist the simple yet delicious combination of eggs, potatoes, and meat?
Nami. That looks, I'm telling you right now, I need that. I need that right now.
Not only does piti panna contain a flavor profile suited to US taste preferences, it is also fairly easy to prepare. It involves little more than sautéing everything but the eggs in a single pan before frying the eggs separately to place on top of the dish.
Oh,
Trying piti
wow.
panna should be on any list of iconic Swedish foods to try. It's often credited as being one of the dishes that define Swedish home cooking. And it's no wonder. It's warm, hearty, versatile, and a complete win.
And delicious. She forgot to say that. It looks insane.
Frankly, the idea of a sandwich cake can be tough to wrap your head around. So is the entire notion of a savory cake, which is what smorgastorta is. Of course, since
Smorgastorta? That's got to be a joke. I mean, everyone knows a smorgasbord, which I did learn recently is from Sweden. But into a cake, that's just I see we got shrimp on there, salmon, lemon, cucumbers, radishes. There's a lot happening.
Since a cake is nothing more than a vessel to contain a combination of flavors, it's no surprise that cakes can work with savory ingredients. As long as you can get over any initial reservations, you'd do well to try this savory sensation from Sweden before you die. And while it may not resemble any sandwich you're used to seeing, there's something to be said for experiencing something completely unexpected. Part of the appeal of smorgastorta is that it's served cold, which allows for preparation well.
Hold on a second. They were selling me on this idea, and then they just came out and said it's cold. And now I'm a little lost again. I was with you, but now I'm lost a bit.
In advance of any guests arriving to devour your beautiful concoction. It's also easier to prepare than its intimidating presentation would suggest. Sweden has been a sovereign nation since 1523, and with such a long history, it's not surprising that many traditional foods have remained prevalent through the years. Even though modern culinary capabilities have rendered moot some preserved items such as pickled herring. Despite the seemingly unappealing appearance and the notion of pickled herring, it remains an essential component of Swedish smorgasbords, as noted.
You know what? I want to try it. I want to try that. What are those little yellow things on top right there? Okay, I have no idea what that is.
In the book, Treasured Recipes of Our American and Swedish Kitchens, pickled herring ranks as the most important of all Swedish smorgasbord dishes.
Wow.
All the others can be or not be, but the herring is a must item. It may seem odd to enjoy herring prepared through pickling, but according to Visit Sweden, this centuries-old method of extending a freshly caught fish's shelf life proved both cost-effective and tasty. And with such a long track record of satisfying Swedes, the continued popularity of pickled herring proves the old notion. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Lutefisk.
You know what? Let's go. That sounds awesome.
Is, of course, the almost unbelievably odd dish that's famous, or rather infamous, as a traditional holiday meal in Nordic communities throughout the Midwest. And while lutefisk's origins clearly lie in Scandinavia, it may actually be more popular with Swedish immigrants and their descendants in the US than with native Swedes, according to Smithsonian. The borderline poisonous preparation technique for lutefisk involves preserving cod in lye. Yes, lye, as in the corrosive chemical often used in cleaning.
Excuse me? What? Okay.
Of lye in preparing lutefisk results in a gelatinous final product that emits a near suffocating fishy stench. Preparing and eating any food product in such a way may seem dangerous, but it's been done for a long time and serves as a powerful symbol. Once prepped, preserved, and eaten out of necessity.
That sounds disgusting.
It's now a way to look back on ancestral foods and literally taste how far we've come. And yes, there's a good chance lutefisk is a dish you're not likely to love, but given its unique history.
That boy said, hell no, to the no. I gotta see that reaction again.
Good chance lutefisk is a dish you're not like.
That's my face too, young man. So he's even got the finch clist. He's even got the fist clenched. He's about to light that grandma up. He's about to throw a left-hand jab. Oh my gosh. Even that little boy said, no way.
Not likely to love, but given its unique history, preparation, and taste, texture, smell combination, it's something worth trying when you have the chance.
I'll try
Even just once.
You know, I always say, well, when your taste buds die, well, then you like lutefisk.
The origin of some traditions can be easy to trace. History has recorded just why things started, who started them, and why those precise things, or something close to it, continues to pop up over and over.
Tradition is tradition.
But the passage of time often obscures the truth about how something started. This is particularly true when talking about food duos that seem made for each other. One of those duos is Sweden's traditional Thursday lunch, archopo och pannkakor. That we don't know where or how this classic combo was created doesn't diminish.
Those both look absolutely delicious. We got entree on the right, dessert on the left. That looks special.
Its appeal or ability to satisfy. Perhaps akin to grilled cheese and tomato soup in the US, archopo och pannkakor has been a simple and consistent staple in Sweden for ages. It is served everywhere in Sweden at lunchtime on Thursdays. How it became such a staple...
Wait, hold on. Why Thursday? Because this looks like an everyday kind of meal for me. That is special. And it's at lunch. I believe that's what she said. What is in that soup on the left or in the back? Because that looks, Yep.
Remains unclear. There are a number of explanations offered for the place of archopo och pannkakor in Swedish culture, including being derived from military customs or emerging from religiously imposed dining restrictions. But when you're dipping your pancake into that perfect pea soup and all
Whoa. You don't dip that pancake in there, do you? I mean, for me, it looks like entree on the right, dessert on the left. Then she just, at the very end of this, she throws in that you dip the pancake? There's no way.
all your worries seem to melt away. Does it really matter? If you're the type of person who views food and eating as a communal event to experience together, you need to prioritize attending an authentic krafthuilva, or
Huilva.
crayfish party before you
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
die. There, you will have a chance to try kraftor. Given that kraftor is simply crayfish, some of you may believe you can check this one off your list already, but to truly experience this iconic Swedish seafood, you need to do so at a krafthuilva. A tradition for nearly a century, the so-called crayfish party involves plenty of kraftor, festive hats and bibs, singing, and general revelry.
This looks amazing. Kraftor. Oh my gosh. Crayfish boil in Sweden. I had no idea something like this exists. Yeah. I'm ashamed I didn't know about this.
Additionally, there are several varieties of both salt and freshwater crayfish species in Sweden.
Okay.
Even without the hullabaloo of krafthuilva, kraftor remains an iconic Swedish food worth trying. Sweden has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, with Swedes living a whopping 5 years longer than people in the United States.
Wow.
That makes it hard to argue with the assessment that Sweden is an exceptionally healthy country, but there are still some Swedish desserts you need to try during your lifetime.
Let's go.
At the top of that list.
All right. First off, before we get into desserts, has the food she mentioned been like absolutely the best Swedish food? Is this the good stuff, or is there something she's missing? I feel like a lot of it was explained well and shown well, but maybe the pea soup, for example, could have been explained a bit more. Is there more information that I need to know? Like, I need to know this. What is that? We about to get into it, and it looks delicious.
That list is ostkaka. The name of this delectable dessert literally translates to cheesecake, but it's not nearly as heavy or rich as what an American palate might be used to. That's not to say ostkaka is a healthy dessert option. It may not be quite as decadent as some cheesecakes,
It kind of looks like a quiche. You ever had a quiche?
but ostkaka isn't something that should show up on a daily meal plan. And here's the thing. Don't worry about how ostkaka compares to US desserts. Rather, just trust us when we tell you that if the opportunity presents itself, you should make a point to try it for yourself.
I will.
While we do consider ourselves somewhat of an authority on all things food-related, we're inclined to defer to the experts whenever possible. So don't take our word that räksmörgås, an open-faced shrimp sandwich, is an iconic Swedish food worth trying before you die. Instead, take it from internationally renowned celebrity chef Marcus Samuelsson, who once wrote on Instagram, "There's nothing more Swedish or delicious as this räksmörgås." So that's it.
Räksmörgås. Hold on, let me see that last picture. What was on there? Here. Looks like caviar, shrimp. I don't know what that tree branch is doing on there. We got some lettuce and a piece of bread. Okay. Is there any sauce on there? I don't see any sauce.
So that's it, right?
Oh yeah, hold on. I could see some sauce there. Some kind of white spread. Please don't tell me it's mayonnaise. Please don't tell me it's mayonnaise. That stuff's... It's criminal. It better not be.
If the longtime Chopped judge's declaration isn't enough to prompt you to seek it out, we're not sure anything else can. So unless you're less than enthralled with shrimp, or if you have a shellfish allergy, which is a fair reason to avoid it, there's little reason to think you'd be anything but satisfied with this simple sandwich.
Okay.
With more than 2,000 miles of coastline, it's easy to understand why seafood has played such a large role in Swedish culture and cooking throughout history. After all, before the importing and exporting of foods from around the world was commonplace, you could only eat what was available to you. As a result, gravlax, or dill-cured salmon, has become a Swedish
Dill-cured salmon. I have never in my life seen a salmon that looks like that. It actually looks better than normal salmon, I'm not gonna lie. In the raw form. That looks really good. Like, actually, do you eat this?
staple. Similar to pickled herring, gravlax likely originated from the need to extend the shelf life of freshly caught fish through various curing techniques.
Okay,
Yet
fair
its
enough.
subtle and light flavor had ensured it endured through the years, even when better preservation and cooking methods became available. Some may believe gravlax is like any other cured salmon. Some may believe they've already tried gravlax if they've eaten lox. But gravlax is prepared with less salt than lox and incorporates sugar and dill during the curing process. In other words, it's not the same. What's in a name? It's a lot if the alleged history of the iconic Swedish dessert Princess Tårta is to be believed. Some of the facts are indisputable. It was created
Oh, that looks amazing. Is this pistachio, or are we talking something else here?
by royal family tutor Jenny A. Kärrström, and it made its first appearance under the original name Green Cake in the 1948 edition of the cookbook, The Princess Cookbook, Home Cooking and Holiday Food.
Okay.
And while many agree that eating Princess Tårta is a rare treat, its popularity may not be solely owed to its fantastic flavor. In fact, some speculate that the dessert's early rebranding from Green Cake to the more elegant Princess title is largely responsible for it becoming a cultural icon icon. Whether or not that's true is unclear. What is known, however, is that the cake includes a signature outer layer of green-colored marzipan and has been a widely enjoyed dessert for decades. Occasionally, the evolution of
Hold on, I didn't even see what the flavor was. She didn't even say. Like, is that pistachio? What is in there? Is it vanilla? What kind of cake is that? It looked great, but this also looks really, really good.
of a culinary tradition is easy to track. Sure, the how isn't always entirely clear, but when it comes to why some foods become ingrained into a society, the answer can be quite obvious, as in the case of semla. After the nationally beloved Swedish pastry first found footing as a Fat Tuesday exclusive treat the night before the start of Lent, the Swedish Institute says that the baked good is now commonly available every day from Christmas through Easter. So, what are they? A cardamom-flavored baked bun split in half and filled with almond paste and whipped cream, resembling a gigantic
almond paste and whipped cream. Okay, sounds good.
cream puff, semla can be eaten however your heart desires. According to Visit Sweden, though, the traditional method involves using the bun's top half to eat the oozing cream filling before devouring the remainder. Swedish culinary preferences
Wait, so you like take the top piece and like scoop the cream off? Is that what she's saying? Because I wouldn't expect that approach. I didn't even think about that until she said it.
tend to lean towards lighter, less rich fare. But like any rule, there are always exceptions. And the moist, uber-rich kladdkaka or chocolate sticky cake certainly fits
That looks like a brownie.
that bill. In a lot of ways, actually, kladdkaka is less of a cake per se and more of a cake-shaped brownie. The tremendously dense chocolate goodie is almost unbelievably easy to make with a short list of ingredients that are simply
Oh my gosh. Just look at that with me. That looks special.
mixed, poured, and ready to bake. Additionally, slightly underbaking your kladdkaka will lead to an eminently memorable final product, creating a gooier than normal center that perfectly complements and contrasts its external texture. Honestly, we're not sure how to sell you any further on kladdkaka. Go find a slice of Sweden's chocolate sticky cake and you'll die a happy person.
Insane video. I feel like I learned so much. I enjoyed seeing all that food and I want to try literally everything. The savory stuff is typically what I go for. So that stuff in the beginning looked extra special, but I actually eat everything now that I think about it. So I'm sure I would enjoy it. The only thing I have a question about is what's inside these items. A few of them weren't really explained well. And so maybe I was missing that. Also, how was the pronunciation? Because kladdkaka doesn't necessarily sound like the correct way a Swedish person would say it. Maybe it's said completely differently. I imagine it is. Well, I'm going to keep learning about Sweden. I'm going to keep exploring this beautiful culture, the music, the food, the history, the people, everything about Sweden. So if you want to see more videos just like this in the future, exploring Europe with me, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I post videos every single day. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.